Hey, what's up, guys? Coming by here again with another review. Today I've got the exclusive 2011 Comic-Con Indiana Jones action figure Lost Wave set that they recently had as an exclusive at Comic-Con this past July. I didn't go to Comic-Con personally, but they were selling these on Hasbro Toyshop.com for a very short amount of time. I want to say they were up for maybe a few hours tops before they sold out, and I bought two of them, one to keep and one to sell, aka flip. Basically, I did that so I could get the other one for free, and I have sold the second one. These sold on Hasbro Toy Shop for about $64.95 before tax and shipping, and they were selling on eBay at that time for about $150. So I decided, hey, I'll get a second one, and maybe I can make a little extra profit on that. But once these guys started shipping, the price went down on eBay. But I did get $100 for them. So basically, I got this for 40 if you do all the math. So not bad at all. So yeah, this one is. I think, which one's the empty one? This one's the full one. Okay, so I'll get rid of the empty one and show you what the figures look like before I took them out of the box. And I have them over there. But yeah, this is the box. Really big box. This is my hand, and this is how big it is. It houses all 6 figures. You've got the San Diego Comic-Con logo on here, and 30th anniversary of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Flip it on over, and you've got little descriptions on each of the characters. Some of them they kind of made up, like about the German mechanics, say, bored with life so far away from Europe and the preparations for war, this big bruiser is more than a little delighted to discover a filthy American trying to steal a cargo plane. So, was the German mechanic bored with life in Europe? I don't know, but they say it is. So yeah, you've got Indiana Jones. It's an updated version. It's basically the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull figure they released with the Temple of Doom head. You've got Marion Ravenwood, which is a new figure in the torn-up dress she wore in The Well with Souls. You've got Sapito. I never understood why it was spelled Satipo, because in the movie he calls him Sapito, but in the credits it says Satipo, and everywhere it says Satipo, but I call him Sapito. You've got Tote the Man. You got German Mechanic, like I said, and Indiana Jones in German disguise. So if you flip this guy over, he's got Velcro here. Open this up, and you've got some neat little descriptions here. There's references to other Indiana Jones films. I can put this here, and you can pause it if you'd like to read it. It's basically a letter to Indiana Jones by Major Eaton from Raiders of the Lost Ark, telling him about his mission to find the Ark, and there's a little reference to Temple of Doom in there. And here's like a little archaeological checklist that Indy's made. And there's that. I actually never read that one. It just pretty much talks about the film. So then over here, you've got all 6 figures. You've got Indiana Jones, Marion, Sapito, Tote, the German Mechanic, and Indy in German disguise. And then you basically just open it up on top here and slide the figures out. So yeah, let's get to the figures. Okay, so here's all the figures in the wave. You've got Indy, Marion, Sapito, Tote, German Mechanic, and Indy in German disguise. And basically, before I start, the figures range from really cool, really probably some of the best figures in the line that was ever made, and there's one figure in here that's pretty awful, but I'll get into that later. So let's first start with Indy. Okay, so here's Indy. Like I said, it was the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull body with the Temple of Doom head. I never got any of the Temple of Doom figures because they were released right around the time that they were getting rid of the Indy line. I know they were liquidating them at like Targets for like $3 a piece, and I remember buying a bunch of them. But the stores I went to never got the Temple of Doom line. But yeah, anyway, here's the figure. He comes with a sandbag, which I believe was previously released in one of the little deluxe sets they made. You've got the idol, which was also released with the original Indy that was released in Wave 1. You've got his revolver, and you've got a torch. And and then you have his coiled up whip. So yeah, this is pretty much basic Indy. Do a full 360 here. I really like this figure. I think the original Wave 1 Indy had this huge holster for his gun, and it made the figure look really weird. So I know for a while I had my custom Indy. It was basically I took a Kingdom of the Crystal Skull body and plopped on the head from the Indy with the horse, and it made a pretty good Indy. I think I still like that Indy better just because this head looks a little weird. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell here. But it looks kind of long, and it doesn't really look like Harrison Ford, and it looks just a little too big for the body. But that's just me. But what I really do like about this figure is that they finally got the kind of the whip and the satchel right, because in the movies I know in Raiders he always had the whip underneath the satchel, and whenever you did it with the other figures, the whip was always super bulky, and like his satchel would like stick out to stay here. So it's cool that they finally got that right. So yeah. Next figure here we have Marion Ravenwood. I personally think this figure has the best likeness of all of the figures. There we go. So you can see, I mean, that's Karen Allen right away. They did a really good job with this sculpt. It's like I said, the figure that looks the most like the film counterpart. So yeah, this is Marion as she was in the when I think it was Tote threw her down into the Well of the Souls, and she's got her torn dress here. Really nice figure. They even went as far as to give her one shoe. She gotta have a really big foot, but it's no big deal. And she came with the torch here, and she came with some snakes. And there's one kind of sticking up for her to face. Yeah, that's pretty much it with Marion. Really nice figure. And yeah. Personally, I like that look more than the Streets of Cairo look. And the third figure here we have is Sepito. Cool figure. Not like if I was picking figures that they hadn't done to put in this little collection, Sepito probably wouldn't have been my first choice. But nonetheless, he's here. He comes with his little bag that he wore at the beginning, and he comes with some spiders that go on his back. It doesn't really look like spiders, but it kind of sits on there. And then he comes with a torch. Again, not my favorite figure in the Wave, but he's cool. I do like how it's like a hole in the back of his shirt. Yeah. Okay, now we're coming to my favorite figure in the whole line. This is one that I've been waiting for since they announced these figures back in, I think it was 07 or late 07 that they announced that Hasbro was going to do these. And it's Major Arnold Toad himself. This is the figure that comes with the most stuff, and it's just really cool. So you've got the his little coat that goes over him. And you know what I have for you? I just realized it. I have the original one released by Kenner, so I'm going to get that right now. Okay, so here's the original tote released by Kenner. You know, for a while I thought the coat was a recast of the coat on here, but it isn't. Yeah, this is the original one. His coat kind of came off. He had a little gun here. Had the Heil Hitler thing going on. Pretty much for a long time this was my tote, but now I have this guy, so I'll get this guy out of the way. Anyway, basically, and it's weird, the P-38 came with the German mechanic, but it really fits Toad more because Toad actually used the gun in the film. That's one of his accessories. You've also got the extra melted face sculpt, which is really cool. You've got the hot poker. You've got his hand with the imprint of the medallion. And you've got the medallion itself. And then, really like what they did with this, with the hat. They did a good job with getting the hat to look right. It actually fits his head nicely. It's made out of kind of like a rubber, and it doesn't look oversized when you put it on. So I kind of wish they did that with the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull figure, because the hat on that figure always looked really bulky. But yeah, and then you can kind of take the coat off, and you can pop this hand off really easy. Pop the new one on. And then if you really want to go gruesome, you can put on the melted face. So that's a good look for him. There you go. Okay, push this back. Now, second to last figure here we have is the German mechanic. I kind of wish he came with that little, he wore a little like shirt over with the hat, but it's no big deal. But he comes with his wrench. He came with the P38, which doesn't fit in his hand, so I kind of don't really know why they did that. He's got a little cap. And two, the cap really fits nicely on his head. It looks really natural, and you can kind of pop it off. And yeah, I really like this figure. He's got, he's ready to fight. He's got, standard articulation. Having focus problems with this camera today. There we go. There you go. That's the German mechanic for you. Ready to fight Indy. And then finally the last figure, which is the worst figure in this line. It's the Indy in German disguise. I really don't even know why they included this guy, because I think you could make him. No, I don't ever think they released a head of young Indy without the hat, but anyway, basically all it is the body of a German soldier, and they plopped on this really bad head. It's kind of hard to show it here. There we go. It's just, I actually think this one looks more like Harrison Ford, but the paint on it is just terrible. Ugh. And basically all he comes with is himself and the bazooka, which is kind of hard to get on, to get him to hold right. Yep, that's really all I can say about this guy. Not that great of a figure. Put him over there. Yeah, so basically that's this set. You can pretty much, eBay's really your only option now to get this set, and you're probably going to be looking at spending about $100. Is it worth $100? I don't know, it just depends on how you feel about this line. I was really into these figures, but I didn't own all of them. I own most of them, but I probably wouldn't spend $100 for this set. It's really cool though. Really the only figures that I think it's worth getting this set for is probably Marion, Tote, and the German mechanic. Indy, you could pretty much make him with existing figures. But yeah, there you go. Oh, and if I had my choice, I probably would have taken out Zepeto and Indian Disguise and probably replaced him with probably Belloc and Marcus Brody. But yeah, there you go. That's my review of the Indiana Jones Lost Wave figure set from Comic-Con 2011, an exclusive set. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and look for more figure reviews and videos and all that stuff. See you guys later. Bye-bye.